What's up, guys? It is Monday, April 24th. It's 3:25 p.m. and this is going to be a crypto market update. And you may be asking, why am I on BitBoy Crypto's channel, whatever? I saw he posted this 11 hours ago, right? And for the premium VIPs, our group session, about 5 days ago? I mean, we were on Pepe. Pepe. That's our meme coin going forward in the future. We got Floki, we got Pepe. And we were on it right away. I said on the group call, guys, I feel it in my bones. We got to get some Pepe. This is going to catch wins. As far as the dog memes are done, the frogs are the future. And Pepe seems to be the one. It seems to be playing out. And we're getting everybody else now saying Pepe, Pepe, Pepe. We said it first. So hear this.
From there about that. Recently, I bought 3 different meme coins. I'm not saying this is shill. If you've been following me on Twitter, you've seen it. Ginsler. It's Ginsler without the E at the end. Good Ginsler. It's making fun of Gary Ginsler, which I love. And people are making money on it, which I love, off of his back. Unregistered security, Gary. Number 2 is Pepe, one that just came out of nowhere. Number 3 is Wojak. All 3 of these.
Pepe. And hold up. The 786, we got the Pepe meme already going. We already got it cooking up. So we're having fun with it. But hey, I think Pepe is going to be our grand slammer. I'm going to check in on that in the midst of the bull run. I'm just going to let it ride. I'm not trading in and out of Pepe. We just grabbed that bag right at the beginning. And now let's see everybody flock in. Not investment advice, not an investment advisor. I just saw what happened with SHIB and I saw Pepe pop up. And I was like, I need a piece of that before it catches wind. So let's go into the market update. Bond yields. So we're on the 1-day chart. Right now, we are at 3.51%. We are seeing the momentum starting to curl over. If we're looking at that TSI line, though, we're getting up close to that zero line. So when we get above the zero line, remember, we flip into bullish, kind of positive territory, the market structure, higher highs, higher lows. Right now, we're below. So I would like to see us kind of curl over here. If we look at the 12-hour chart, we actually got above, but now we're starting to cross down. So it does look a little similar to these past movements of, you have a come down like this. You work yourself out like that, like come down like this, work yourself out like that. You have your first hump up, you curl down, first hump up, curl down, and then you kind of go up like this, go up like this. Either this is going to be a smaller kind of this, or maybe we're in this kind of phase right here and we got a little more to go, but we are actually crossing right now. Whereas if we look at the past, these kind of came in a bit and then went. Right now, we're currently crossing. So if this closes like where it's at in about 4 hours and 30 minutes, then it's likely, we've already fulfilled this kind of pattern playing out here, and the bond yields are going to go lower. If we look at the 1 week chart, little macro stuff, it's big, because we're close to the zero line. We're close. When we saw this kind of get that recovery right here, that was September 2021. Then we started to rise rapidly. We know what happened to cryptos back then, but we remember also, back the bottom of the bear market, 2019, was like right here. Once we crossed down below, we tanked in it. This was our huge run for Bitcoin from like 3,000 to 14,000. So I would say if we kind of get ourselves down below here and we keep seeing that continue to be the case, then we're still going to see the melt up. We're going to see the continuation of the melt up. But right now we got to look at Bitcoin and see if it's holding those key short-term levels. Because right now where we're at, we got to hold for the short term to then kind of maintain the structure for the medium and macro structure. So let's look at it. Oh, actually, I want to go into the dollar first. We're going to look at the dollar. So let me pull up the dollar right here, DXY, and we'll go to this. So, this is what I was looking at. So, you know how we kind of put the middle line as the anchor, what happens on the left happens on the right. Let me kind of get rid of this. And what I did was I saw like this middle line, I saw like how this was kind of playing out, kind of similar to this. So I put that anchor, then I grabbed it like that, and then I flipped it, then I matched it up. And this, it pans out. So either we hold here for the dollar and then we have a pop up and we continue to go higher in the dollar, or instead of the hold and pop up, this is actually going to inverse and we'll do like something like this. So instead of the, instead of the pop up at that point, we actually pop down and we break a key macro level, which is also important too. So we're looking at a micro time frame 4-hour chart, but if I zoom all the way out, we're at a key macro level. So what's happening on the micro is what's going to happen, and it's going to be a decision maker for the macro. So let's go out to the 1 week chart, see where we're at with that. And as you can see, I mean, we're below the zero line with the TSI. That's what we want to see as far as downwards momentum. Stock RSI's crossed down. The blue's above the pink. Every time the blue's above the pink, we're in bearish market structure for the dollar. When the pink is above, we're in bullish. So far, so good. What I see currently is that we topped up here, and the Stargate signals called it to a T as far as we were looking at, I think, at the 12-day chart, 10-day chart, all that good stuff. We came out publicly saying in October, late October, dollar's going to top. Nobody wanted to believe it. It happened. And right now we're sitting at that key level. So if we break that 100.85, it's on. We're going to continue to melt up. And we're seeing on the 12-day chart, the blue just crossed up viciously through the pink, and we see the TSI, it doesn't look like it's slowing down. So we want to see in the next 3 days here, or by the end of this week, if we can break through that key level 100.85, May might shape up to be a golden swan event. So it could go either way. I mean, this is that critical time period where there's going to be a wrench thrown. It's going to be thrown at the start of May. And with everything I shared in the earlier videos today, you definitely got to watch that. It's like labeled like black swan and all the signs connecting the dots. You're going to want to watch that as far as what I'm talking about. But right now, critical level for the technicals, as well as critical kind of time point for the narratives, events, key things. So definitely the time to pay attention with crypto, that's for sure. So let's go to the 2-week chart. Momentum, we're right at that zero line for the TSI. Yeah, and then look at the EMA ribbon. So where we're at is huge. 3-week chart. We're seeing that the blue just got above the pink. The blue just got above the pink, kind of looking similar to back here. And that was June, July-ish of 2020. And that was really when it was solidified. All right, the COVID crash, we're out of that kind of phase of thinking, oh, we're going to crash back down. And then we kind of consolidated our way up. And then by October of 2020, that's when it really kicked up as far as the 2020 to 2021 bull run. It was fast. I'm seeing a lot of similar signs, man. 2023 might pan out to be very well. We already got the 1 month sell now for the dollar. Calling the 1 month sell now back here in March of 2016. The buy back here at the bottom, kind of the financial, right before the financial crisis actually happened. It was like late 08. Instead to buy the dollar, that would probably been a good call. So what we're seeing right now is great news, and we're about to see the blue. It's like right there. It's right there. So if we look at the past times when we see the blue cross the pink, 2017, I mean, huge bull run. 2020 in the middle, right here. The melt up is programmed. It's 2023 could be huge, but we also have to keep our head on a swivel as far as any kind of wrenches thrown in the plan. But I believe that although those things could happen, I still am very optimistic as far as how this year plays out. But we'll see. So let's go to gold. So gold right now is holding up pretty solid at 1,988. It's holding that 12-hour EMA ribbon. So far, so good for the market structure there. If we break it, maybe we have a little correction back down to the 200 moving average like we did back over here. But so far, so good. We want to see this continue to just ride the EMA ribbon, keep popping up. So we do want to see some action out of gold as far as a pop up here this week. We don't want to see it start to fall because then, yeah, we're likely going to have a little correction, and then we'll have to visit it kind of middle of May, something like that. But hey, it's holding up fine right now. So far, so good. We look at the US NAS 100, same kind of similar thing. The 12-hour EMA ribbon holding at support right now. If we go to the 1-day chart, we look at that. Yeah, we're at that key level. I think we're at the 786. So if I hide these, kind of clean up the chart a bit, let's do that. And then look at the 786 of this high to the low. So high to the low. So actually we broke above the 786, and actually we've been tracking this since the beginning of April. And so far we've been holding above. So far, so good. But I will say that if we go to the weekly chart, we don't want to see this cross down. So we do want to see some movement and some price action come in that's bullish this week. And at the very least next week, because if this continues to cross down, then we'll have a correction in the US NAS 100. And that's going to probably be dependent on what the dollar does. Is it going to break down here, or are we going to have a nice strong bounce? So we'll have to see how that goes. But I mean, we're doing the live AMA every single night from now, starting tonight. It's April 24th. We're doing it at 8 p.m. New York time every single night until May 1st. And then we're going dark. We have to, because we got to buckle down and just focus on, the critical charts that are in front of us, and not kind of have our eyes everywhere doing this, that, and the other thing. What really matters is being on top of the market. And, it's the time point to do that. So we're going to hit it hard these next 7 days. And then we're going to go dark on public platforms and not really worry too much about posting, but more of executing and navigating the market to make sure we're all good on the inside walls of Stargate. So, but for now, no strings attached free, 7 days straight. We're going off. We're going to put, the pedal to the metal and make sure everybody's situated with kind of all these things, kind of knowing what might be on the horizon here, looking at the charts, whatever you guys want to ask, I'll answer it. So key level for Bitcoin right now, if we're looking at the fib retracement from this low to this high, we're at the 786. We're kind of like flirting with it right now. If we look at the 12-hour chart, let's go to the 1 day. So the 1 day chart, I'd want to see the body of this candle close above it here. So it's sitting at 27,450 is critical to hold above. And also where we're at in the TSI, we better see this kind of cross up here. We don't want to see this slam down still. So how are we going to gauge to whether if it's going to slam down through there on the 1 day, or if we're going to kind of stop in our tracks right here and then start to cross up? Because if we do stop in our tracks right here and we start to cross back up like this, we're going to see a big move out of Bitcoin. So let's go down to the lower time frame, because then we'll be able to see how the daily TSI will pan out. Because to be able to know what's going to happen on the daily time frame, we go down to a lower time frame, because the lower time frames spill into the bigger time frames, which spill into the even bigger time frames. It all kind of works together here. So let's go to the 12-hour chart. So we already crossed down below here on the 0 line. So we're still the momentum down. So what would I look for? I'd look for the 9-hour to start crossing up. We're getting close. And the 6-hour, we've crossed up, and we're kind of like flirting with it right now. So I'd really want to see the 9-hour have a solid cross up, because that will spill into the 12-hour. If we look at the past 9-hour cross ups, the vertical line right here, March 12th, then right here, right here, then right here. So we're looking at the cross up. So if we look at these times and just like that. So cross up on the 9-hour, bang, cross up on the 9-hour, bang, cross up on the 9-hour, bang. But this close. So these next 24 to 30 hours are going to be critical as far as the direction forward here for the next couple of weeks. Because if we break the 786 and we kind of come down here and the 9-hour doesn't cross, we still see momentum to the downside, we could very well come down to 25K, which is a critical level, because it's the breakdown extension target, the 1618 right here at 24K, 24,100. And then the 2618 extension of the breakdown is at 20,617 right there. And then if we're looking at that, so the micro kind of low to the high, the Fibonacci, if we break down, these are the targets. But then if we take the macro move at the low back here in March to the high up here, this is like our honeypot zone. So our 786 is sitting right there at 21,566. So I would say we could definitely go into this zone here. And definitely a critical zone as far as we got hung up there, got above support, broke down below, but then it was a fake out, broke up above. So maybe kind of retesting some of these levels is a must to then overall in the macro trend go up higher. But we got to take it level by level. And right now, that key level we're at right now is at, or want to get above, is 27,450. Next level is these recent lows that we set back here, and the high that brought us back down. So that's 27,450. We need to get above. Then if we kind of come down here, 26,600, we got to hold for the short term. Then if we break that, we can target the extensions of the downside, which is 24,100. And then ultimately, if we break that, I would say we're coming down to 20.5 to 21.5K. And that's like the must hold level. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. If we look at Ethereum, we're looking at a 3-day sell now right now. I mean, if we look at the past 3-day sell nows, it kind of said some short-term downside, but we ultimately recovered a bit. But let's go to a higher time frame, like a 1 week. So 1 week right now, we're trying to wrestle above the EMA ribbon to hold that support. So definitely, if we do pull down, Ethereum needs to hold 1,500. Definitely needs to hold 1,500. But we do see momentum heading down for Ethereum stock RSI coming down. TSI is above the 0 line. We are hanging out. It's not like we're crossing down. So we do want to just see by the end of this week, or if we do come down, we want to see that $1,500 hold. That definitely looks like a good area to hold that support, because we broke above it. It was a lot of resistance, and come back down, hold that support. Then we can keep on going. But if we break down back below that, could get ugly for Ethereum with that, or we could come down even lower and hold that support like 1,250. But where we're at right now, I think that's a 50% haircut. Like 32% haircut, but for Ethereum, that's a big move. It's a big move. So that's what I'm seeing as far as Ethereum goes. Ethereum will likely follow what Bitcoin does, and Bitcoin will do what the dollar kind of does inversely. So that's how we watch it. So let's look at XRP real quick. We covered this on our last free AMA back on Friday or Saturday. I don't know. I was like 4 days straight going off during that time. It's all a blur, but I'm rested up. I'm ready to go this whole week. So what we've been watching for actually a long time, like 2-3 weeks now, was the 3-day chart for the Stargate signals for XRP, the whole entire history. We said if the vertical yellow cell now comes in, maybe it's not the time yet. Maybe we got a little more longer, which would kind of insinuate something like this. And then the move comes in maybe in October. And if you watch our video from earlier, as far as kind of potential events around that time, it could make sense for something to go down at that time. So that's what I'm seeing at the moment as far as this goes. Maybe this isn't the time because we got that vertical yellow cell now, one more drawdown, and then we do the big one. But for now, as long as we're holding above the key level, which is that horizontal blue line that I have right in there, we could very well just kind of pop back up and keep on going. But if we break this, then yeah, I would say it's pushed out a little bit, which honestly I prefer. A little more time to stack it up for XRP, do a little pair-to-pair swap, try to grow the bags without throwing in more fiat currency, but kind of switch it from crypto to crypto. That will give us some more time before the mega moon. Because once the mega moon happens, I mean, personally buying it this whole time period at, below $1 for more than the whole time, every day, for years. Why would I want to buy it up here at $8? I'm trying to get all my buys in now. And then when it does a mega moon, just kind of not throw any cash into XRP again. So if we have a couple more months to be able to get our last buys in before the big one, then I'm all for it. But if it goes now, it goes now. But right now, it's probably more likely to come back down a little bit more because we saw the whole entire history. The vertical yellow comes in, we do pull down. And I would say it would resemble like this, a little bit down, and then we go. It's like a slingshot. As long as we're holding right here, there is still a chance, but I would say the momentum's heading down. If we look to the past historically, the probabilities wise, yeah, maybe a little more time, and then we go. So I'm excited for these next 3 months, ready to hunker down. May 1st, after the week of live AMAs and all this stuff, we're ready to take it in shop and really develop kind of new tools, upgrade everything, and really kind of hunker down and get ready for the finish line. 7 years being in this, I didn't come this far. I just come this far. I'm ready to seal the deal. And with everybody involved as well, too, it's even better. So we're going to leave it at that. That's what I'm saying with the market. I will see you guys at the live AMA in about, 4 hours now. And actually at 7 p.m. too, we're going to do the Flare passive strategy tutorial. We're going to actually host that, not live, but do a premiere on YouTube at like 7, right before the live AMA. So for people who are trying to know how to do that, this, that, and the other thing, that's still going on today, but it's not going to be the live AMA. It's going to be like a tutorial video at 7 p.m. right before it. So if you're looking to know how to set that up, this, that, and the other thing, the mechanics of it, that's still coming out today, and a bunch more videos. And get your questions ready. Come join the Discord. The link will be in the bio, and that's where the Zoom link will be for the live AMA. So we'll see you there, and I'll see you in the Discord.